What's up, my name is Buildup. I'm training for the Chicago Marathon. I want to go under the American record. Today we're still working on our first 100-mile week. A little bit behind right now. Day 4, we're at 50. So we're going to have a big workout day today. It's going to be 10 to 12 by mile and then 2 mile warm up, 2 mile cool down. So it should be around 14 to 16 mile day. But yeah, on the beautiful trail, 60 something degrees out, very good day. And let's get started. Hopefully it's smooth sailing. Hopefully nothing goes wrong. But yeah, excited. The question for today is, how much of your life is predetermined versus is it up to you to make? Because it's very popular in America, in the West, which what I grew up with, to think it's all individual. Like you choose if you're great, you choose if you're not. And because I've gotten so much better at running, it feels like it couldn't have been any other way. But if you're living in the East, or a lot of my family from Sudan, it's a lot more rigid. Like, you are where you are. This is your purpose. Stop trying to outgrow it. And so we're gonna be going over that in the voiceover. As far as the workout, feeling good. Feeling good on the warm up. The trail's not too busy, busier than I thought. Everyone heard about the good weather. They got the memo on the newsletter. There's more people out here than I thought, but should be pretty good. Yeah, I might have to take off the long sleeve. Might have been a little too ambitious to wear this. Okay, plan's 10 to 12 by mile. For the 9-mile tempo, I averaged 5:09. So I'll probably start at 5:09. Still trying to work, build. It's all about seeing that greater you, guys. Not to say the same thing again and again, but that greater you. In 5 months, picture it. 4:21 pace for a marathon. No, but starting out slow. 10 to 12 by mile. 5:09, we'll probably get down sub 5 a bit. We got a beautiful scene. I love. Hot take. Let me know in the comments. My favorite weather is overcast. My favorite weather is overcast. Let me know if you love overcast. First big double day yesterday. An hour was like 17.6 total on the day. 17.6. Felt pretty good. We're getting into the swing of things, guys. 100-mile days is just the start. Then we could build 120, 120 something, down week, and then we're gonna start working towards the 140s, 150s. Pray for me, bro. This is uncharted territory. 130s, I've been doing that for 4 years. But at 150s, that's a whole different ballgame. Only the marathon can make me do that. At the end of the warm-up, heart rate's 132, 133. I'm still a good runner, guys. I've got the potential. I still got it. It's been like 140s, 150s, just because of the heat. But a cold day, it's dropping. I'm getting the confidence back. Feeling pretty good. 11 miles is always a little daunting. 11 to 12 is the goal. So, yeah, gonna get into it smooth and then just force the workout to be good. You gotta force it to be good, guys. That's the trick to feeling good. You always kind of sandbag until halfway. That's the secret. So, that was a good warm-up. I'm excited now. Here we go. So the workout today is 10 to 12 by mile was the plan. And the Sunto debuted last week. You guys saw end of the video. But I didn't know is that it has trouble with lapping. So it has a beautiful screen and all this mumbo jumbo, and it's got good GPS and all that. Love the watch, but I'll get into why I actually love it later on. The reason I switch in the middle of this workout to 5 minutes instead of miles is because the laps don't actually show up on the watch. So if I do a mile and then I lap it, the minute in between will just keep adding to the next mile instead of actually lapping. So it became useless after the first mile. So I was like, let me just go on minutes so I can actually know what I'm doing. But I really enjoy wearing the Sunto. It's a good product. The screen's really good and all that, but it's just a GPS watch. I think a lot of the stuff I love about things is the story behind them. And when you hear that these guys are trying to take on a Goliath, that really speaks to me. Because obviously I relate to that, whether it be as an athlete, whether it be with Kairos, with the clothing. I like those people. I don't want to support incumbents. I don't want to support people who have been winning and are getting complacent and think that, you're going to stick with them just because they're the best option, because they're not going to be the best option forever. That's why I signed with bicarb.shop too. It's like Riley Witt, he owns it. I really like talking to that guy. He's got a story. He wants to take down a Goliath in Morton and some other supplements that he's getting into, but I like that. I like when a guy just decides he can do better than what's being done and takes nothing for granted, doesn't want to take advantage of the consumer. The consumer understands him better. I was like, yes, dude, let's get to work. Like we can move some product. Dude, when I have good days, makes me miss working out with Dylan, bro. I miss Dylan. There's a reel going viral right now that's like you and that one homeboy who you used to grind with, and it's Rocky and what's his name, Apollo Creed. And they're on the beach. I'm like, damn, I miss Dylan, bro. Hey, good luck at US road champs. He's in the 5K. We love you, Dylan. Yes, things have to be good. Like, I love this watch, but I'll deal with the lapping
being annoying. And it's probably not even annoying. I probably am doing it wrong. There's probably some way to set it up where I can see the laps. It's like, yeah, I'd give up lapping just to support someone who's trying to do something cool and is having a bit of a hard time. Actually, it seems like smooth sailing for them. They're signing 1, 2, 3 like guys a day. It feels like huge runners. But it's the same with anything else. It's like, dude, I believe in something. And so if we're talking about a 99% as good product with a 10,000% better story, yeah, F the incumbents. Don't get me started on that, bro. Entitlement in industry, forget about running. Running's one of the sports where you get nothing. Dude, it feels like everyone has had their face spit on and been embarrassed in front of their home crowd or whatever multiple times. And so it's like so hard to get an ego. Only one runner in my life who's ever like had an ego issue, and they're pretty young. So what goes around will probably come around. But it's like this sport brings it, like the guys who you would think I hate or who are supposed to be my biggest rivals or whatever, who maybe beat me in like big moments, like Parker Wolf, great guy. Ethan Strand, great guy. Who else? Hoptum Samuel, great guy. Marco, dude, you guys can say what you want about Marco. I love that guy. Love talking to him. He's so fun. Like, these are all great guys. And that isn't the case in every sport. That isn't the case definitely in business where, I mean, you read these horror stories about Nike from Kara Goucher, or what is that book? Anything to Succeed, Win at All Costs. It's like, holy crap, this is like Sigma Pi. This is like, is this the biggest sportswear company in the world, or is this like Fiji House, some frat where they're like assaulting people? And at some point, enough is enough. You know, you read these books about, and that's why I'm starting the brand. At some point, enough is enough, right? You get a lot of imposter syndrome doing this, but if you read Shoe Dog, Shoe Dog will show you how mediocre their products were at first. It's like, there's a quote by Jeff Bezos. It's like, you should start when you're 60% ready. And I would never have been here as a runner if I didn't do that with running. Like, just go out there and race when I would be 20% ready at times. And I'd race like it. Like, you look at my early times, you look at my middle of my career times, I'm about to hit 10 years. August 20th will be 10 years. And you actually set up a party for that. Got to have a celebration. It'll be 10 years of my running career. And I wasn't even above average until my 3rd or 4th year. And so it seems destined or something to you guys, but at no point in the journey did it seem certain at all. You know, 2 years ago, 1 year ago, 7 years in, 8 years in, it did not seem, I hadn't even run a really, really good NCAA time. I ran number 6 in collegiate history when I went to Tennessee, which was the start of my 8th year. You see what I'm saying? And it looks like it was like predetermined, like an incredible story. Jack Harlow has a quote about his music career. He says, at no point in the journey did it feel like we wouldn't get there. And I'm like, it feels like the exact opposite. In hindsight, hindsight's 2020. Oh, of course I would have got here. I just had to keep doing the mileage and keep doing this. But when I think about how I actually felt in the moment, holy crap, it was just desperation. Can I survive another year? Please don't cut me at Texas. Please let me go D1. Please let me do decent at Worlds or maybe make the Olympics or this or that. And now it's like, well, it happened and it could not have been any other way. Something that surprises people is they'll be like, oh, could you do it again? And I'm like, fuck no, I could not do it again. Goodness gracious, it was so hard. And it's hard in my mind where everything is sunshine and rainbows. When you think back in your mind, everything is way easier than it was in the moment. Less desperate, less uncertain, because you have that clarity of it works. And when you know something will work, it's already much easier. But no, even in my mind, I'm like, how did I do that? I ranked the summers of my career when I was on TikTok a couple years ago, maybe 2 years ago. And by far, the hardest summer of my career was between junior and senior year. Because we were also overtraining, but I had no reason to train. I didn't look like I was going to go D1. I was running 7 days a week. No one cared if I came to practice. I wasn't getting better as fast as I felt I should. And I still showed up anyway. And because of that, I went from 30 to 15:10 opener. And people always ask about that summer. I just wanted it more than you, dude. I got a good coach and I trusted him. Shout out Coach Carrozza, born to run Austin. And we had a good group. We had all these factors that made it so, you're not going to miss the runs. You're going to get a good run and going to get a good workout in. And I ended up a lot better. And it was way harder then than it is now, than it was before the Olympics, than it was before Worlds. I remember it would be so bad sometimes that I would get one off day every 40 days. They do more than that now, but I remember Coach Carrozza would give us one off day every 40 days. Or not even an off day, it would be an easy run. Just a pure easy run. We'd work out pretty much every other day, at least a little bit. And I was so wired. We didn't have official practice, and I was so wired that I woke up at 6 a.m. anyway. We'd always meet at like 6:30 or 7. Woke up at 6 a.m., just could not go to sleep, and I was about to cry. I was like, oh my God, I'm so overtrained. I'm like biologically depressed, which is way different than actually being depressed. That's like when kangaroos break their legs, they won't eat because they're just ready to die. I remember I saw that, I was like, that was me. I just like, my body felt like, what is going on? We're not going to make it. And so I'd just be that kind of depressed. That was life. Yeah, that was life for that summer. And it was still the best summer of my life, probably. Top 2 summers of my life. No kizzy. And that's why I said something recently. We have to differentiate between internal and external development. A lot of the times they are in tension. And so if something comes easily, you're not developing internally, right? If you started running and you're like Justin Knight, who's a Canadian runner, he broke 4 in a year. He broke 4 in the mile in a year. He probably didn't get that much internal development. You know, you might want to think so. It might be easier the way we have our mythos set up. The person who wins or gets better fastest has the most to teach you, but the person who struggles for it the most is the actual one who has the most to teach you. So when you're overcoming despite struggle, so if it took him 10 years to do that or 15 years to do it, okay, now you get a lot of lessons to pull from him. But when it's smooth sailing, guess what? They don't know how to man the sails. They don't know how to, I don't know enough about ships to do this metaphor, go starboard or port or whatever, or left or right, or read the stars or follow Polaris. It's like, dude, he just knows I got on the ship and it went north and then I got to the North Pole. And so that's why I'm looking back on my career. I'm like, this external development only applies to running, right? If I had crazy lungs and I got out there and I did 40 miles a week, 50 miles a week, 60 miles a week, and I was doing sub 350, I have nothing to teach you. And I have learned nothing that can apply outside of running. I was just born to run. I was born to run like a deer was born to run, like a cheetah was born to run. You know, and how many cheetahs and deer are there? But the internal development, now you can carry that forward to any pursuit. And that's why I stick out, whether it be in speech, or whether it be in demeanor, whether it be in the stuff I'm trying to do as a runner, because I feel more capable, because I am. You know, I said in a video, I'll say it again, some of these runners, you break their legs, you'd be better off just killing them. They've got nothing left. Nothing left. And when I look back on my career, I feel like it's a story, right? Obviously it's the story of my life, but it feels like a real story. And not necessarily I'm the main character, but it's like I've got one, everyone else has got one. And my fatal flaw is I have a lot of them. You know, and I've overcome some, and new ones have popped out like weeds. So I was lazy. You know, it's ironic. I have like a reputation as a workhorse now, but I remember I was in Dubai with my whole family at a family reunion for a wedding in December, and my cousins were telling me I was basically Yassine quits a lot. I tried karate 3 times. I tried different sports. I tried baseball, basketball, soccer. I tried everything, and I would quit like a week in, 2 weeks in, as soon as my parents would let me. And I overcame that, you know, thank God. I don't know how it ended up happening. I thought it was too far gone, but overcame that. And now my flaw has always been overtraining, always been clinging to control that doesn't actually exist. And you have to knock them down like whack-a-mole. They'll never stop. The process of doing it is actually what you're chasing. You know, as running a business now, it's felt like, oh, I'm this close to having the business set up. And then I'll be like a real businessman. It's like, oh, I have to put out this fire, just do this little thing. And I've realized that's just life. Like, think about it in running. How many times has it been, oh, I just have to get rid of this injury. I just have to make this one jump and I'll be the runner I want to be. And then your career is in the rearview mirror. Because that is what makes up a career. Dealing with these little fires, these little injuries, these little inconveniences. You know? And so instead of being frustrated, I am such a control freak. It's like, hey, this is the process. This is what I signed up for. It's not all just VO2 max and aerobic threshold and anaerobic threshold. It's learning to talk to people better. It's learning to deal with my own flaws. It's learning how to console myself in the losses or push myself harder instead of getting complacent, you know, knowing what you need in the moment. Learning more about the training, making connections to people who can teach you a lot more about it. And hopefully when you're done with the mosaic that is your career, you are happy, you're proud. You are like, of all the issues I had to deal with, I did my best and I overcame a lot of them. And of all the versions of me that exist in the universe, the multiverse or whatever, I am the best one. You know, we all had the same issues. Sometimes I'll talk in terms of comparison to you guys. If I was doing that, I'd say most people would not have gotten past my first season. You know, definitely not the first year. I wasn't allowed to quit, and that's why I got through it. And then right at the nick of time, I fell in love with the sport. And the next 9 years have flown by. But most people would not have gotten past the first season. I was worse than all the guys, all the girls, and people would make jokes. And they'd call me track star in an ironic way because I wanted to be good. And I would say I wanted to be good, and I was horrible. But I dealt with it, and I got better, and I got more confident, and I learned how to ignore the outside voices. And that wasn't separate from the running, that was core to it, or else I couldn't have done the rest. And now I've got to deal with this overtraining and this control thing, and then whatever else pops up after it, and whatever else pops up after that, and that'll be the makeup of my running career. And it'll be in the rearview mirror, and then that'll be in the rearview mirror of my life. And hopefully I'll be proud with what I was able to do. Thank you for watching. This was the best workout I've had so far. 60 degrees, 65 degrees, felt great. We did 11 by mile. I think that was the original goal. I said 10 to 12. 11, I was feeling bad at 6. Had to restructure.
constant building process, guys. So we'll be at 20 to 21 on the day. I'll do a 5 mile double, 4 mile double, 20 to 21 on the day. Yeah, these weeks are just 100-mile weeks are just made up of little. This is the biggest one, but you know, I got to double. I got to do this next one. I got to do this next one, and then consistency stacks over a while. All of a sudden, you're doing 140, 150. That's the plan, anyways. I haven't been there before, but yeah, we averaged 521. Counting all the rest for the ons, I think it was probably around 502, 501. Very happy with that. I'll have to go check them later because the lapping was weird. But really liking the Sunto, really enjoying the trail. We're getting into a rhythm, guys. More videos, more talking, more whatever you want to see. So comment down below if you're liking it. Comment down below what we should change. We're looking into getting some of the heart rate on the screen. I don't know if that's feasible, but we're next level, so we'll make it feasible. We love the positivity, bro. It helps me get through it. Everyone's, let's go, good job, good work. If for some reason they upped it, I guess they could tell I looked like shit on the last two. When you're looking good, people are a little more quiet. It's like, come on, you can do it, buddy. Okay, thank you. Okay, that was 16, maybe 17 miles on the day, counting the rest. Back on pace for this 100-mile week. Felt very good. Good weather. Woke up well. Felt good on all the reps. And then lots of good job. Let's go, you're a beast. Clapping. I was like, let's go. Keep me going. Turn me up. It's a little bit hard being disconnected from the racing scene right now, but you got to know what you need. Right? Stop comparing to other people. You know, you're seeing all these guys run awesome. And I wish I was racing, but we have to take a couple steps back to take a huge jump forward. I was telling one of my friends, I think Dan Golden, he trains here in Austin. I was telling him, I don't feel like I've made a choice since my sophomore or freshman year of college, right? Because everything has been sort of directed for me. If I wanted to get better, I had to leave Texas. You're like, why you transfer? I had to. If I wanted to keep getting better, I had to leave Tennessee. I had to do this training for the Olympics. I had to up this mileage. When I went pro, I had to go independent because there's no way to get what I want out of the sport with a normal contract. I don't want to just be, you know, one guy in a long line of guys. And so it's a little reassuring. I had to go this way. I had to start clothing because it follows logically from what I have. I have people who like me. I have the ability to do these things and set up these systems. I can take the time. I'm not desperate for money, but it's fun getting to walk through this path that feels a little bit pre-written because I could do the stubborn thing and just take a contract or just get a normal job or just force myself to run a normal season because I don't want to take a year off. But that's not what I want. I'm trying to actually go towards what I want. How often are you guys, you know what you want, you know what you dream about. How often are you actually moving towards it? Because it doesn't matter what you think, it matters what you do. And if I want to be the kind of athlete I want to be, the kind of person I want to be, once in a generation, doing all these cool things, reaching my potential, we gotta take some time to build. And then when it bears fruit, it'll all be worth it. So that was the workout, 17-ish miles, 17, 16-ish miles. One in a long series. We'll get Corey out here from Austin Fit, I think, next time with Ian, and they'll be doing photo and stills and video. So that'll be cool. Probably yellow jacket. Brick by brick. Thank you for watching.